Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope you all are doing well tonight and having a wonderful evening. I'm once again simulcasting on Rumble and Utizzle, and I want to thank everybody who shows up tonight for the live stream and everybody who tunes in afterwards and leaves me kind messages in the comments. I really appreciate it. So, we're going to talk about what's going on. Trump would be honored to help with the SNAP situation, throwing him a little curveball, putting it right back at the judge. Yes, we would like to do this. How can we do it legally, Your Honor? So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But what do I do usually? I play some videos while people are getting in, coming into the chats. And while they're playing, you can get yourself a cup of coffee or a cold brew, maybe even a little bit of wine, whatever you want. And then we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
The walls feel like they are closing in.
As the walls close in around the president.
Donald Trump feels the walls closing in.
I think this is a guy who feels like the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on him.
Because the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on the president.
Now the walls appear to be closing in.
Really kind of the walls closing in on him.
The walls are closing in because the walls are indeed closing in.
I think at this point the walls are spinning.
The legal walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in on President Trump.
The walls, meanwhile, are closing in on the President of the United States.
The walls closing in on President Donald Trump.
It appears that the walls are closing in on this president.
He feels that the walls are closing in on him.
The walls closing in on him.
The walls are closing in.
And the walls are closing in.
That the walls are closing in on the president.
Are the walls closing in?
The walls are closing in on the presidency.
It says as the walls begin to close around him. The political walls closing in on him.
This is a president that feels the walls closing in.
The walls are closing in on Donald Trump.
I think the walls are finally closing in.
The walls.
The walls. The walls.
The walls.
The walls.
Walls and the walls.
The walls. The walls.
The walls.
Walls are closing.
Closing in.
Closing.
Closing in.
Closing in.
Closing in on.
It's closing in.
The walls are closing in
on President Donald Trump.
He's not looking forward to any of it. He's horrified. He's just talking big. The walls are closing in, as has been said before.
I just haven't gotten over something the Justice Department did yesterday, where Virginia cleaned up its voter rolls and got rid of thousands and thousands of bad votes, and the Justice Department sued them that they should be allowed to put those bad votes and illegal votes back in and let the people vote. So I haven't gotten over that. A lot of people have seen that. They can't even believe it.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Question of the president for us? You're fired!
Storm zone. Yes, sir.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
I think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined. Now the gloves are off. Payback time.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn, and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm our country. I've been looking at them for a long time. He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies. Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate you all very much. And I hope you like my little intro videos. It never gets old. It can't get old because it's true. What they've done to this country, wanting to keep Donald Trump out is unreal. I want to take this down because I got my picture of Joe Biden asleep on a pedestal, which we had for I don't know how many times. I got in trouble for Joe Biden memes back in the day during the election. But anyway, let me see who all's coming here. Join me tonight. Kicking Birds here. Sissy's here. Angel. Thank you, Angel, for going to buy me a coffee. Mac. Rain. Baby Nurse, also known as Colette, Melinda, Benjamin, Elva, Alan, Debbie, Darla. Nice to see you, Miss Mindersu. Who the wall's closing in on now, that's right. Randy, nice to see you. Let's see. Gary's here, chairman of the board. I'll see if I can pop that link in for you, my friend. I do appreciate Mike and Bev also, and Wayne for helping out this week. There's Wayne now as we speak. So anyway, yeah. You know, it is so funny. I've got hi, Kim. Rebecca's here. There is stuff going on that I didn't get to talk about the other night with some of these platforms. I don't want to get in trouble, but they had one streamer. I won't say who he was, but I've made comments about him in the past because he was making fun of a woman who was trying to change her life, and she was trying to talk about trafficking. And she had a sordid past, and he was kind of mocking her. But anyway, turns out he had a live stream posted that he wasn't even on. It was just scheduled to be on. And it said he had something like 18,000 people waiting for 45 minutes. In other words, bots. Some of these creators put in bots. And the problem with that is they get paid. They're advertisers. You know, I don't have advertisers. I am a fully viewer-supported channel. But anyway, they are basically defrauding their advertisers because they pay their advertising rates on views. And if you've got 18, 20,000 bots in your chats, and on your views, they're paying for nothing, you know? So I heard there's going to be some action taken, some lawsuits concerning that. I won't say the platforms, but I'm on to one of them at least right now. So anyway, Tennessee, where have you been? Nice to see you. Wanda's here. Tarot. The U.S. provided Ukraine with aid. Okay, well, Tarot, that's interesting. Yeah, we know they want to keep those BIO labs operating. We know Dr. Ouchie's tangled up with that. Oh, all that stuff's going to come unraveled. It's going to come up unraveled. So anyway, I got another meme up. What is it? Oh, mommy. Why are Democrats voting no on feeding people? Because they want widespread rioting in the streets, honey. Yeah, put that on your meta page. But, it's Halloween, so on my thumbnail I put that, I used that picture J.D. Vance posted of himself, and just put on there, boo. Because I go up late, and I try to get up as fast as I can, but with the delays and different things. But anyway, here's another meme you might want to put on your meta page about the National Guard. They put up a little Halloween message. I wonder who it was for. But anyway, let me see if I can get that link. Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, that's not the right button. I'm klutzy with these things, right? I'm klutzy. But anyway, let's see. I don't know if you got to copy this. What is it? Copy paste it, or I don't think they let you go straight from YouTube. Because that's a new game. They've started to play with me, where sometimes they remove that restriction. Let's see. Let's see. But they got it on now. Let's see. I'll put it in and see if you all have any luck with it. It should pop up. Hi, Stanton. How you doing? I guess I typed it in right. Unless I misspelled something. Ha ha ha. Nice to see you, Stanton. Let's see. Anybody else I miss? Tennessee finally made it in the house. Where have you been? So anyway, here's another picture. J.D. Vance, I tell you, they do the smartest things. They embrace these things. They try to put these memes up to mock people, and J.D. Vance just embraces it and throws it right back at him. Here's the one he put up that I incorporated in my thumbnail. J.D. Vance, happy Halloween. Can you hear the screaming? So I think it's great. Because it just diffuses the effect. We get to all laugh together. And they don't have much ammo to work with anyway. But you know what? They are obsessed with violence. They are, to a large degree. Did my chat freeze up? No. Okay. They're obsessed with violence. And this is, there's copyright music here. You think when you click on this, it's going to be somebody dancing to the Trump theme right here. I'll cut. Now, this person practiced this, so I don't want to get a copyright strike. But you're thinking that they let me cut the volume off if I can. Let me see. There we go. I'm gonna bump it up some if I can. But look at this at the end. At the end. Shows you how ridiculous these people are. How gross. See that? Isn't that nice? And whether they like it, I can tell right now it's a female, but it looked to me like it's in the hallway of a school. And whoever put that up there should be fired. If you didn't see it, you can back up the video. Just remember, you'll be behind in the chats. If you do, you got to catch back up to where we are at the present in the chats. In the video to be current with the chats. But yeah, who would make mockery of that? Oh, all right, Gary, put in some booms. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see you. I got some booms. Where are they at? I want to use my different movement. I want to use my bomb. Pow! There's one. Pow! Here's the bomb. Is a good one. I like using the bomb. Pow! Pow! There you go. Thank you, Gary, for helping out. Buy me a coffee. Pow! There we go. What the heck? And I'll just have a little bird fly by. There we go. So anyway, I appreciate you helping out with Buy Me a Coffee. Oh, you think she's making fun of Japan's prime minister? Well, I muted the music. She's dancing a YMCA, and she has a Make America Great hat with the orange hair and or yellow hair or whatever, and blood coming out of her ear. It's mocking people who have been exposed to violence and actually lost their life to violence, like this person right here. I don't even know who it is. I've never heard of Julia Fox, never seen a movie with Julia Fox. But who the hell would think to put this on? Making fun of JFK, Jacqueline Onassis' outfit. Actress Julia Fox is being criticized and condemned for this costume choice. She should be. She should have figurative rocks thrown at her, verbal rocks thrown at her wherever she goes. It's hideous. Where's another example I had in the chats from, I got to get that one out of there. That one too. I had in the studio for the other night, but I just had so much and time flew by. But a collection. Where is it? Hold on. I'll get to it. Oh, and this was what I wanted to discuss last night too. I'll put this up real quick. Things are happening, folks, right there. King Charles officially strips Prince Andrew of titles and pushes him to leave his royal residence. After Buckingham Palace announced Andrew will no longer use his royal titles, the British monarchy has gone a step further in no longer referring to the disgraced royal as Prince. I just call him Andy. Hi, flannel cheese. How you doing? So, yeah, I think I got a copy of the letter from Buckingham Palace. I'll put that up, but I want to show you these idiots. And, you know, people are probably sleuthing the internet, trying to find out who these people are, and they should not be around children. Right here. Right here it is. Look at them. Dressed up like Charlie Kirk with the Freedom shirt. There's 4 of them right there. They all need to be ostracized and kept away from kids and positions of public responsibility. Here's a meme you can put up on Meta. Job, no job. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? You know, if there's 54% of the people on Snap are not U.S. citizens, and there's 42 million people on Snap, 54% would mean, what, 24 million? 24 million people who are not U.S. citizens getting fed. And something most of you all already know, that if they're on SNAP benefits, you can add the whole package that people get when they're on government assistance. You can go ahead and add on to that their housing assistance, HUD, their fuel assistance in the winter, a free air conditioner when it gets cold. I told you about that woman I knew for many years. And every year she got an air conditioner from the local social services. And every year she traded a brand new air conditioner for a certain number of cartons of cigarettes. As she used to say, cigarettes. But anyway, so to that 24 or 23, 24 million, maybe 25, I don't know. I'm no math genius, but I'm sure I'm close. Like I said, if they're on SNAP, you can add everything else to it, including health care, which runs into the billions of dollars. And who's making the most money off that? Well, yeah, big pharma. But don't forget about attorneys. Don't forget about these malpractice lawsuits. Don't forget about this and that. Why do we have doctors having to pay outrageous insurance rates on top of their, the universities that charge outrageous rates? And these same universities where a lot of their so-called students can't even read at a remedial level and accept the notion that you can change your gender. These are people training our doctors. I've heard it said that they were going to call this the dumb ages instead of the dark ages. It is a period of time of dysphoria and psychological illness. I don't know what it will eventually be named, but the last, I would say at least 15 to 20 years space of time, there's going to be a name for it. It's going to go down in history. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. Yeah, very sick people. Stan, that's the truth. Ha. Yeah. All right. You all getting little trick-or-treaters at your house? I see people, and I would be concerned too, about the occult, and people saying, but if you look at Halloween as it used to be something where it kind of strengthened the community, the neighborhood. You got to see your neighbor's kids. They dress up like Spider-Man or Ninja Turtles or the Incredible Hulk or, little princesses. And, it's cute and it's fun and kids get to go out and take trick or treat, and, if it doesn't go into your heart, how can it corrupt you, right? Right? That we heard that from the word. It's how you look at it. It's a neighborhood costume party is what it is. And kids, what do you want to be for Halloween? Kids think about, I want to be. Remember when kids were acting like they were cavemen? Me caveman. And whatever's the fad of the day, So anyway, speaking of kids, I had this the other day in my thumbnail. It should be in the news, big. Here's a YouTuber who, I never heard of him, but he's got 1.5 million people following him. He does broadcasts that are child-oriented, and his name is Mr. Crafty Pants. Mr. Crafty Pants. And I guess thousands and thousands of kids watch him a day. And he was arrested on child prawn charges. Mr. Crafty Pants is going to be taking a vacation. But he's earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, if not more. And they're going to get into his DMs and all that stuff, see if who he's been communicating with. And it may go beyond this, but he's already looking at a substantial amount of time in jail. But parents have to say to themselves, do you want your kids looking at a near middle-aged man communicating, letting them in effect into your house, into their kid's bedroom by the name of Mr. Crafty Pants? I would have been giving that the side eye. The side eye. But anyway, he's history. I'm trying to see some of the... Oh, I had another song from that guy. I'll play that in a minute. But they were claiming, anonymous sources, even Diamond Silk put it out. Let me see where it's at. That Trump was going to bomb Venezuela or attack Venezuela. That was a big story. Let's see which one it is. This might be it. Let me go through Diamond Silk's reports. Oh, we got a lot of arrests going on. You know, we got to go through all levels. We've got 20 plus Mississippi state troopers or people in law enforcement that were arrested in an FBI sting operation for aiding and abetting drug smuggling. We've got this, a high-ranking Dem lawmaker charged in dropping blackmail scheme. Maryland State Senator Dela Attar, a Democrat, made headlines this year to the first Orthodox Jewish woman in the chamber, slapped with federal extortion and conspiracy charges, not an investigation. She's been federally charged. There's a lot of stuff like this going on. They have got the FBI in overdrive. Eric Swalwell embroiled in scandal after sketchy payments are exposed. He's a vocal critic of Donald Trump, facing questions over more than $360,000 in campaign payments to a Haitian American staffer. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, now comes the pain. First is peace through strength, which Trump has been posted 2 days in a row, 3 times. And now we're seeing the pain. Here is the report. I don't think they got a chance to correct it because I just before I went live, the White House refuted this because it was from anonymous sources. U.S. to bomb Venezuela as officials target al-Qaeda of the West. The Trump administration is preparing to hit military targets inside Venezuela as part of its escalating campaign against drug cartels, according to a report. Well, there's some stuff I got off of Ruski News about Venezuela. I'll show you in a second. But let me correct this because the White House came out. And, of course, this is Fox News. White House responds to reports of Trump preparing to hit military targets inside Venezuela. Not so fast. The White House pushed back on media reports suggesting that President Trump was poised to strike military targets in Venezuela. Unnamed sources don't know what they're talking about, White House spokeswoman Anna Kelly said in a statement to Fox News Digital. Now, who in the world would put out an operation and jeopardize our forces? You know, maybe that was dropped out there for somebody to trip up and leak something so we can catch the leakers. But Venezuela, the other day, they put it out 2 times. This is separate days. Venezuela claims to have captured mercenaries linked to the CIA, who, excuse me, who planned a false flag attack to justify military actions. This was about 5 days ago, this one. But then there was another report. Let me find it. From Venezuela that gave it more detail. Oh, if I still got it in my studio, let's see. I have to try to clean up the studio so I can make sense of it all once in a while. But they gave a little bit more detail about this CIA operation. And they apparently have these people in custody, they claim. Well, I'll just have to report it verbally. Let's see. I'm looking through these little reports. Yeah, I'll just have to do it. Take my word for it, because they claim to have captured CIA operatives and that they were planning let's see, it was, I think they were going to bomb airplanes or airports and blame it on Venezuela cartels. So maybe I'll come across it as I go through these. Boy, that frustrates me. I take time to find these stories and crop them out, but then they get buried in the propensity, the huge deluge of news that is coming out every day. Let me see. Well, anyway, they'll probably we'll see. Now, if it was a operation, Trump isn't going to use sneaky tactics. Okay, he doesn't operate like that. Except maybe he fakes them out about the time of the strike. But he puts it out there. He's going to thump you. He tells you, I'm going to thump you. Just that simple. And if there were U.S. soldiers or operatives, he wouldn't leave them over there. So let me see. Here's some Ruski news. Let's see. Slovak Prime Minister Fico, he's the one who was shot 5 times, and I had the video of when they tried to assassinate him. So he's definitely on the Ukraine hit list. He said, I will not sign any guarantee for financing Ukraine regarding military expenses in 2026 and 2027. Slovakia will not participate in a single cent in financing Ukraine's military expenses. And they're also reporting that Iran is making noise that they're going to start up their nuclear program. But anyway, Zelensky, you hear stuff like that, and then Zelensky comes out and says, Ukraine is ready for a ceasefire along the front line. So don't think that Trump hadn't taken his hand off the steering wheel of that situation. I'm trying to see if I can see that CIA operation, but I'll come across it. Speaking of, here's another situation. Did you all hear about this one? I think there were 2 busts in Massachusetts. Bay State bust. Lamar Cook, 45, an aide to Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, was arrested on cocaine trafficking charges, with shipments allegedly due to be delivered to a state office building. Here's an idiot that, how'd you like my meme here, though, anyway? 8,000 Michigan National Guardsmen were deployed by Lyndon Johnson with orders to SHOOT, anybody seen looting, and at least 11 people left this earth. I guess it's okay for a Democrat president. I'm going to leave that up there for a little while. But anyway, here's a nitwit that entitled woman arrested for vandalizing Charlie Kirk Memorial. Y'all may have seen it, but hey, it's funny how the translator that puts the transcript called her name Booger twice. It said Booger. I forget what her name is, but I guess it sounds like Booger to the computer, GBT or whatever.
So, Megan, is that your vehicle in the driveway?
Yes.
You're the only driver of that vehicle? Nobody else ever drives it?
Not that I know of.
Okay. You want to come out and talk to us for a couple minutes?
What's up?
All right. So you are Megan Buchiger? Buhager? Okay. So we have your vehicle on multiple cameras, a lot of surveillance footage. So why do you think we're here?
Now it's time to just be honest.
I mean, we've got great surveillance footage. We wouldn't be sitting here at your house, would we?
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier just to be honest, and then we just move on with it and we go from there.
Alright. I know, that was stupid of me. Yeah.
Why'd you do it?
Because the thing they put up, I think it was stupid, and I don't.
But the thing is, they put up RIP for everybody. You know, it's like a rented board, so people could just rent that for their mothers, fathers, or anybody else, and that's just another person. It's just another person that you disagree with.
Charlie, what? You didn't like him, or?
No. All the shit that he was saying? No.
So, Tire Doc, though, I mean, they're just a business.
There's a lot of, like, racist shit going on. Like, somebody need to say somebody. That's what I think. Somebody need to say something.
Okay. So you spray paint just because it's what you had? Okay. All right. Go place your hands behind your back. You are under arrest for criminal trespass.
Real world has real world consequences. When you see all these things online,
I'm gonna call for transport.
Just kind of get to you.
Can we store for a minute in your car, maybe? Thanks.
You don't need to be doing this. There's things that I don't agree with people. Like, I don't agree with what you did.
I'm gonna pat you down. You still got a phone here? Is that it? Okay.
I don't agree
Anything
with
else?
what you did, but I'm not going to do anything in the house.
Come on with us.
Have you sit in my car?
Thank you. We're gonna go right over to this patrol car over here. 618 radio.
Drive, smell, go.
You know, this person probably has no job. Maybe they do, but if they do have some kind of job, it's something inconsequential or skill-less job. They don't have any desire. They don't have any drive. They don't have any practical knowledge. They don't. How is this going to harm this person? How much you want to bet the judge just lets them go anyway? So you have this directionless person who doesn't have it in-grounded in spirituality. But I want to find I have a dictionary from the 1940s. See if it's got the term in there, BLOOD, libel. When you libel somebody, I know I've heard that term, and I've used that term years ago. And I'll say it real quick, blood libel. And the reason they call it that is because it's saying such horrible things about a person that you incite to the point where people will commit bloodshed. And that's exactly what this person feels justified in. If they could harm somebody like Charlie Kirk, or Charlie Kirk himself for that matter, this person would do it. And that's why there has to be some heavy lawsuits over the slander and libel that's going on.
95.
You know by chance have any water?
Actually, I don't. We will get you some here in a few minutes, though. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to say anything else, sir, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, I was just telling her what happened, but it's whatever.
All right, she'll be transported to the Walton County Sheriff's Department for booking.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Bye. Thanks.
The woman was charged with vandalism, criminal damage to property in the second degree. What do y'all? Was the charge fair or over the top? Drop your thoughts in the
Over the
comments.
top? What are you talking about, over the top?
Comment and subscribe for more real-life police footage and crazy stories like this one.
Now let me go ahead and put his stuff up. But anyway, yeah. I'm just checking the chats. Yeah, they're too far gone. I mean, what kind of future could this person ever have? What kind of future could that person ever have? Do they even want a future? But hey, here we go. This is a dopey candidate. A dopey candidate for, I guess, House of Representatives. This is the one that I played a video where she got tossed aside by a ICE agent, and she bounced off her rear end and was running her mouth back in September. Well, now she's been federally charged, and it is starting to sink in. You know, and I'm not making fun of her appearance. I'm pointing out something. I have seen videos of her where she's had her hair well kept. I think she's stressed out. When they start showing up with their hair looking all, I hadn't seen one video where she had her hair looking like a rat's nest. But she's looking at 14 years in prison on federal charges. So here she is getting confronted, and she doesn't handle it very well. And it is somebody who's halfway sympathetic and isn't treating her bad at all. Just asking her questions.
The indictment alleges that you and others, quote, surrounded a federal officer's vehicle, banged on its hood and windows, etched pig on the side, and impeded movement. Did you etch the word pig on the side of an officer's car?
I'm not speaking to the specifics of anything that's in the indictment right now, but like I said, I do plan on pleading not guilty, and the evidence will come out in court, and I plan on winning.
Okay. Well, let's not watch the video day that they are. What do you, when you see that, what do you think right now?
Tara, once again, this is my first time being federally indicted. Like I said, I plan on pleading.
Evidence will come out in court.
Yeah, she had a little laugh there. It's the first time I've had federal charges. I was going to put her picture on my thumbnail saying this is my first time having federal charges, and then have Jack Smith and Letitia James right next to her saying, us too. It's our first time federal charges too. Because Jack Smith is on the hot seat. We know Letitia James is already getting charged. And I was going to put Boasberg on the thumbnail. Conspiracy, okay? I mean, highest levels. We're talking treason, what they're finding out about Judge Bozoberg spying on senators. But anyway, let her finish. She's a small fry, but we got to get them all. And just because you're running for office doesn't protect you.
And I plan on winning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Just really quickly, I did want to ask you about just the fact that, like, conspiracy to impede an officer is up to 6 years in prison, forcibly impeding and intimidating an officer is up to 8 years. Is that, like, that could that could actually hinder your ability to serve in Congress. Are you concerned about that? Did she just sign off? Did she just leave the chat? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, she, as we used to say, she took off like a cut hyena. A cut hyena. So, hi, Ann. How you doing? Nice to see you. Jerry said Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. That's right. She bailed on the run. She ran. Alan, thank you. Yeah, hit the like button. I keep forgetting to ask people to say that I'm already 45 minutes into my stream. Say hit the like button. Let's see. I have something else I want to put up. I want to leave up for a while. You all might want to take a little screenshot of it and put it on your Meta. Something a little more uplifting than the National Guard. How many of y'all can identify with this? I wasn't raised with options. I ate what was on my plate and wore what my parents could afford. That's how I learned to be grateful. We have a lot of ingrates, don't we? And I saw a video where, they were complaining about, well, we can't get food boxes. We can't get government food like cheese and dry goods because a lot of that is white people food. And we gotta, that brings up this business of all these non-citizen Muslims. And, well, the fact of the matter is they eat halal food. Oh, so we gotta give halal food, specially prepared, specially whatever their rules are for eating food. Here, James Wood put this up. Speaking of halal food and this enclaves they're putting all around the country. I remember I played this character, this wild-eyed, in my opinion, wild-eyed freak, okay, from a savage nation. I'm sorry. The fact of the matter is we have savage nations. And you can't have 25 plus million people come in here and say to yourself that we haven't let in, out of that 25 plus million, thousands and thousands of outright savages, okay? Because it's just a fact of life. That's what happens. But James Wood said, this cancer has metastasized already from Minneapolis to New York and beyond, and now it's just a matter of time. Obama injected the tumor into America's heartland. Biden paid for it with your tax dollars, and it's now an unstoppable juggernaut. Well, I don't know, James. I think it is stoppable because we have these people that are espousing communist views that are campaigning to destroy the Constitution, making promises that are in violation of people's constitutional rights. The Commerce Clause, you want to take over grocery stores and the means of production. You know what the means of production is? We want to take over the means of production. The means of production are the citizens. So you want to take over the citizens, right? Of course they do. They're making fun of Trump and the China thing. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, here's what the National Guard put out for Halloween. Since it's Halloween, I got to be pleasant. National Guard, to our enemies, be afraid. Be very afraid. Happy Halloween. Who's the enemies they're talking about? I'll go ahead and play this little clip right now. Be afraid. Be very afraid. What goes bump in the night? What goes bump in the night? And this came out at the same time. Kash Patel said this morning the FBI thwarted a potential terrorist attack and arrested multiple subjects in Michigan who were allegedly plotting a violent attack over a holiday weekend. I think they called it the pumpkin plot or something like that. More details to come. Thanks to the men and women of the FBI and law enforcement everywhere standing guard 24/7 and crushing our mission to defend the homeland. So we want to get some more information about that. Was it like that wild-eyed freak I just had on the screen? You compare that, what the National Guard just put out. This is, and no offense to my good friends in Canada, north of the border is called Canada, right? This is the top general. Canada's top general cries during apology for systematic racism in the armed forces. And I think you hear somebody in the audience crying also. Compare that to what we just saw with the National Guard. You know, people got to get tough. And if your top generals go sit here and cry on national, worldwide television, you better sharpen your pencils.
Systemic racism, racial discrimination, and harassment are an affront to these values, and yet we allowed these injustices to occur and fester within our ranks. Therefore, on behalf of the Canadian Armed Forces, I offer my most sincere and deepest apologies. I apologize for experienced racism, discrimination, and harassment. And I acknowledge we failed.
I think it went on for a little bit longer, but I didn't get it all. But so here she is crying about discrimination. Here's an American comedian. I guess it's all relative, right? About discrimination. But we got federal law against discrimination. This is Wanda Sykes. You didn't break federal law, did you, Wanda Sykes?
I'm gonna be up front with you. If when it comes to a position and I look on the paper and they right there, or she might be right here, and he's up there, I'm hiring the woman, and that's just how I operate. And I'm be honest with you, if she's a black woman, you got the job. Girl, you got the job.
Oh, okay. Now, what if the shoe was on the other foot? What if the shoe was on the other foot? You know, another thing that came out was about this freak that took Charlie Kirk's life. I'm not going to post any of the DMs, direct messages. But this is the paramour, so-called paramour of the demon that took Charlie Kirk's life. Missing in actions since Slade. Charlie Kirk suspect's trans lover goes missing 6 weeks after political assassination. Lance Twiggs' car has been moved and his mail collected. The alleged assassin's trans partner stays underground. There's his mom, or her mom, who the hell knows, and the dad. You know, you have a kid behaving that way, you better take action. And you didn't, okay? Because you what? You want to be accepted at the school board or whatever? But these DMs people are talking about, it's just, to me, it's just degeneracy. And they put out, you got to keep in mind that here's the report. Charlie Kirk's killer Discord logs. And a lot of this stuff isn't personal direct messages. On Twitch, on Discord, on Reddit, these weirdos can talk to anybody. And their filthy descriptions. They lived in a pigsty. God knows what kind of diseases they had. And it was just debauchery among men. It was just a hedonistic, filthy way of life. But you'll be hearing about stuff like that, but I don't want to post any of them. But quick trial. I mean, why is he still breathing, really, is what I want to say. But I shouldn't say that. He's got to have his day in court, and it shouldn't take more than a day in my book. But anyway, Trump put out, remember I showed you all that guy that was putting out selfies of a massacre they did in Darfur? Last night I showed that, right, folks? Who do you think they were taking out? They were taking out Christians. Okay? And Trump put out a message. Let me see if I can find it. Because he put out a lot today. Let me see if this is it. Oh, this is about the food stamps. I'll get to that in a minute. Basically, the key to that is he said it'd be my honor to have that work out. Here we go. Donald Trump put up, Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. And I can say these words because the President of the United States posted it. Okay? It's his message to the American people, and I can repeat it using his words. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern, but that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide, something must be done. I'm asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. So, what's wrong with that statement? Well, the left has a problem with it. Lefty trash has a problem with it. I want to show you a picture I had the other day, a satellite photograph. Let me see, where is that satellite? Here we go. This is from the Telegraph. The hot sand around the Sudanese city of Al Fashir is stained red with the BLOOD of more than 2,000 massacred civilians. See how journalists use satellite imagery to reconstruct the scale of the violence. Visible from space. Sudan's bloodied sands expose a massacre of thousands. And like I said, you bring in 25 plus million people and don't know who the hell they are. What are you going to say? Oh, it's just a couple of hundred? One's too many that commit these kind of atrocities. What's her name? Ilhan Omar, her father, was wanted for doing summary executions of people. And now he's driving an Uber in America. But you see the houses, you see the stains. That's where people were drug outside. And I didn't play that video last night where he was panning around the village with a big smile on his face because the scene was too gruesome. But they want to run to the rescue, congressmen especially, of Venezuelan drug runners. Even Rand Paul was decrying what he called extrajudicial killings. You know, I always want to give Rand Paul the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's better to have more people peeing out of the tent than peeing in the tent. All that kind of stuff. Yes, I know. But I think he's gone too far, and I think he's got to go. We're a big country. We don't need to just fall at Rand Paul's feet because he says he's a flipping Republican. But sticking up for, I wonder if this is his last day. Is he going to get shipped out? Washington Post put this up. This is what I put up the other day. He's still here. Is he going to be here after today? Kilmar Abrego Garcia attends a protest rally. This was back August 25th of 2025. He's still here, but he might be getting shipped out tonight. I don't know, or in the morning. And that Judge Zenas trying to protect him. I was going to take this and use it as a thumbnail. Greg Bovino, okay? Ha ha ha. Border Patrol, there he is. I was going to put it on thumbnail and put across the picture to Sandy, I think, or Sherry. The judge's name, I think, was Sherry. She wanted him to come in every day at 5:45 sharp and talk about your day. How was your day? Tell me about your day. How did things go? Every day of the week, except weekends, because I had my weekends off. And I was going to put in writing on there to Sherry. And then down to bottom, miss you, babe. Hearts and X's from Greg Bovino. Because she got overruled. And the court humiliated her, if that's possible. You can't shame these people. Speaking of somebody having no shame, and talk about, I could have got a couple of clips of her, but she's wigging out. She's wigging out. You can see the stress in her face, just like the one I posted earlier about that girl that's getting those federal charges. I could tell by her, the way she was keeping her personal appearance. She was stressed out. I don't care how cuckoo you are or how much of a true believer you are. When you're looking at 14 years in a federal freaking prison, combing your hair is going to be the last thing you're worried about. And she's look at her face and I apologize for the language. Well, I'm not going to apologize for anything this witch does. But it's a language warning, I'll put it that way, from a low IQ radical who screwed her way to the top, okay? It's that simple. But anyway, tell me this person isn't stressed out. Now comes the pain, okay? Peace through strength, and then now comes the pain.
I was in a state of shock.
Really? Did you think the day before that you were going to win the election?
I did.
Yeah. And so when did the proverbial penny drop?
When I got a call from my campaign manager that it looks like we need 200,000 more votes that we can't find.
Did you hear that? This isn't the one where she cusses. I'm sorry. But did you hear what she just said? We needed 200,000 votes that we can't find. To this day, they're putting in comments and making memes where Trump said, find me 11,000 votes. You can do that over all the dead people you've got voting, all the people that don't live in the state that's voting, all the people that didn't sign their ballots. You can't find me 11,000 votes in Georgia? And that's they wanted to federally charge him for that. Fani Willis, right? Who's going to be getting federally charged herself very soon. But you just heard her say it. 200 votes they couldn't find.
Meaning it's just the map, the numbers. And the thing I kept saying over and over again, I was in a state of shock. I was so inarticulate, but maybe very articulate. What I kept saying over and over again is, my God, my God, my God.
Really?
Over and over. I couldn't stop. I haven't felt that emotion, anything similar to the emotion I felt that day and for quite some time, other than the grief I felt when my mother died.
IMO, in my opinion, she's a cornball liar. She's pandering to her delusional base, what's left of her delusional base. Because they had internal polls. They had top-of-the-line polls. And there's no way she could sit there and say, I was shocked I lost. The whole reason you were put into the race was because Donald Trump's polls were so high. And you know it. But anyway, so she's put up this, I was shocked. I was just shocked. Yeah. In a pig's eye, you were shocked. Here she is, though. Here is a stressed out person. I mean, who talks like this? And again, she's trying to rile up her base. I was going to find that clip, and I'll play it in the future, where all these different people are going, people are going to die. Everybody's going to die. You know, Donald Trump is pushing these policies that are going to cause people to die over and over and over again, just like the walls closing in. Well, here we go with Kamala in her foul mouth.
Fucking kidding me. This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So what? I'm not going to be distracted by, does the guy have a big fucking hammer? What about those babies?
What the hell is she talking about? What kind of sense does any of that damn crap make? What about those babies? The states are making arrangements. Trump's going to come to the rescue. I said that earlier, that there was going to be something. He's going to pull, I said, a rabbit out of his hat. And maybe the courts have given him an opportunity. Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority paid SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can and cannot do. I do not want Americans to go hungry. Americans to go hungry. Key word. Just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. For non-citizens, you can send them the America's Harvest boxes I talked about last night. Okay? Therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. It's already delayed enough due to the Democrats keeping the government closed through the monthly payment date. And even if we get immediate guidance, it will unfortunately be delayed while the states get the money out. If we are given the appropriate legal direction by the court, it will be my honor to provide the funding, just like I did with military and law enforcement pay. The Democrats should quit this charade where they hurt people for their own political reasons and immediately reopen the government. If you use SNAP benefits, call the Senate Democrats and tell them to reopen the government now. Here's crying Chuck Schumer's office number. For those of you who may be driving a vehicle, it's 202-224-6542. But they're probably not answering. But especially if he's your representative, or your senator. Hi, Brush, how you doing? Todd, nice to see you. Yeah, sometimes people slip by me. Yeah, she's drunk, Sherry. Graybeard. Yeah, she lost way more by... Well, they thought they could get the electoral count and lose the popular vote. They would do that in a flash. But if Trump did it, the world's coming to an end. So anyway, she's complaining about Trump. Oh, his ballroom while children are starving. What about the babies? He's spending all the money on the ballroom. I got this one nitwit that keeps arguing with me about Obama's tennis courts. Saying all he did was add a few hoops. How the hell do you add a few hoops for $365 million 10 years or however long it was ago? But all they listen to is the propaganda. But here Trump put this up. Yeah, he's spending money and making this the White House look better. The Kennedy Center, I just inspected the construction on the Kennedy Center. It's really looking good. The exterior columns, which were in serious danger of corrosion if something weren't done, are completed. And look at the magnificent white enamel, like a different place. Marble is being done. Stages are being renovated. Here you go. Here's the interior picture, folks. There you go. New seats, new chairs, and new fabrics will soon be installed and magnificent high-end carpeting throughout the building. It is happening faster than anticipated, one of my trademarks. People are doing a really great job. We're bringing this building back to life. It was dead as a doornail, but it will soon be beautiful again. Yeah. And God, what about the odor with all those liberals in there watching garbage like Hamilton? God, got to get rid of that odor. And the next thing he put up was about the Lincoln bedroom. I renovated a Lincoln bathroom in the White House. It was renovated in the 1940s in an Art Deco green tile style, which was totally inappropriate for the Lincoln era. I did it in black and white polished statuary marble. Here's the pictures he put up. This was very appropriate for the time of Abraham Lincoln, and in fact, could be the marble that was originally there. The refurbished Lincoln bathroom in the White House. Highly polished statuary marble. There you go. As my father used to say, there's the throne room. He used to call it the throne room. So anyway, and nice gold fixtures. Isn't that nice? Boy, I bet it felt good to get rid of that. Here's the raid that they raided several houses on this. What they call it? Pumpkin plot or whatever it was. And word on the street is that it was ISIS or Al Qaeda people in Dearborn, Michigan. Isn't that where they have like 54% of the population is مسلم.
هذا FBI عندنا مذكرة كل السكان في 7814 من البوينت اخرجوا بدون أي شيء في أيديكم إلى الخارج.
Oh, there they go, there they go. Long it up. So I guess you got to have SWAT teams that speak whatever that language is. Farsi or whatever. And you wonder why can't find police officers. Trump called to get rid of the filibuster and open the government, right? Clandestine said, for those saying that nuking the filibuster is a slippery slope, you are blind. We are already standing at the bottom of the slope. The Dems already crossed every line. We are already at war. There are no more rules. There is no honor. There is only victory or defeat. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've used the title. We've got one chance, one shot, and this is it. Let me see, where is that where Trump called to end the filibuster? Oh, here's that letter from King Charles to Andy, our erstwhile British cousin, Andy. You all know Andy, right? Royal Communication. Thursday, October 30th, 2025. A statement from Buckingham Palace. His Majesty has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on the Royal Lodge has, to date, provided him with legal protection to continue in his residence. Formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease, and he will move to alternative private accommodations. These censures are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Oh my. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. Ends. So there you are, folks. A rather historic foot in the rear end. I want to leave this one up. I like this picture. How about this? Right here. There we go. How's that for a king? Huh? Ha ha. You want to put that on your meta page? There he is. That's what Kamala sees. And Letitia James. A lot of stuff came out about her and her election and other elections in the state of New York. We're going to be seeing stuff pop off about that. Act Blue, remember? Remember Act Blue? I got to get rid of that. That picture there is going to make libs mad. Anyway, here's John Solomon talking about some of the criminality way before even Arctic frost. Okay? They were colluding, conniving, conspiring in a treasonous manner to harm the President of the United States politically. But I'm waiting for the time when things get out about DMs or text messages about physical harm. But Anyway, listen to John Solomon.
Just think about the story I broke this morning. 4 years after Crossfire Hurricane and the October surprise of trying to drop a fake Russia story into Americans' laps before they voted for Donald Trump, the FBI was at it again. After all that was learned, after all the hearings, after all the letters written by angry senators and chairmen, the FBI felt absolute impunity to do this again. 2 weeks before the election, there is an FBI team in the Washington field office where a lot of this stuff starts. By the way, this isn't Arctic frost. This is pre-Arctic frost. Post-Crossfire Hurricane, pre-Arctic frost. Someone sitting in the FBI thinking it's a good job, good idea, 2 weeks before Election Day to go through all of Donald Trump's campaign finances and see if I can find something I can hang a criminal investigation on. And their idea that they actually issue an official bulletin on, an intelligence bulletin, is, hey, I looked at this money. Donald Trump pays his vendors. The vendors pay their people. And one of the people who got paid goes out and gambles. That could be criminal. All right. How is getting a paycheck and using it for gambling criminal? But that's what they're doing. And then they have to admit that this is pretty lousy investigative work. So they put it at low confidence level that that this is probably a true crime. And then they recommend, let's go investigate anyways. Go take the steps to get this to be a criminal investigation against Donald Trump. Now, you're not doing that 2 weeks before an election because it just showed up on your deck. Someone is driving this for political.
That's what it looks like when you look at these documents.
That's what it looks like. And they got the names of the agents involved. When do birds sing? When are they going to tie it in to higher ups? Higher ups. I got a video I probably won't play it tonight about these characters that were dealing with Joe Biden. All right, here's one of them. Ex-Biden spokesman Ian Sams said he met with President only twice in 2 years. They had to pry that out of him, too. And he tried to mislead them. Oh, the president, every day I saw him, he was sharp as a tack. Every day you saw him. Subconsciously people are thinking, well, he saw him every day. What was it? 2 times in 2 years. 2 times in 2 years. Oh, but every day I saw him, he was sharp as a tack. So I got a 9-minute video I'll play, and I will zero in on the names. And we're going to keep them in our memory banks in case we see them in front of a military tribunal. What's it? Oh, this pops up on my news feed. This is the kind of crap constantly gets pumped out into people's phones. I guess we're supposed to have a pity party here. Indian men deported from the U.S. to Kathal, Haryana. Recently, dozens of men from Haryana, I never heard of it, including at least 14 from Kathal, were deported from the U.S. after attempting to enter illegally, primarily via the treacherous donkey route. Their accounts detail immense financial loss, physical suffering, and shattered hopes, leaving them and their families in debt and disgrace. Did they wash their feet at the salad bar or wipe their rear ends with their bare hands? Probably. Why do we have to care about their riding a donkey? Or you got your own nation to straighten out. Financial devastation. But how's this a story for me? 12 different sites are reporting on it. The usual suspects. Where we're supposed to have all this empathy for everybody. These judges, if they could, they would order bags of popcorn with butter delivered to every human being on the face of the earth and make you and I pay for it. Because they're poor. They can't have popcorn like you get. Bigot. Prodigal son returns after SNAP benefits expire. That's what I like about the Babylon Bee. I guess they got different writers, but every now and then they use Bible references that are very apropos. I had this video here. Speaking about Christian persecution. What you see there in the white is a nun. And she appears to be alone except for whoever is holding the cell phone. Maybe it's another nun. A Muslim man enters the Mosaic Abbey in France, threatening to punch a nun.
Oh non. Vous avez compris? Une vidéo. Hein? J'ai fait une vidéo.
You know what he needs? How many of those got in the country? How many of those got in the country under Biden? They're just waiting. You heard Trump pretty much sprinkle a little forgiveness on Elon Musk's on top of his head. I'll play a video of him in a minute. But let me see what's going on with Handy. Oh, this is Jersey Jack. They say it's going to be a real nail biter. Here's Jersey Jack, I guess, making the rounds with Hannity.
To provide for law and order here in New Jersey. Executive order number 1 on day 1. No town in this state will be a sanctuary city and will not be a sanctuary state. I've said from the very beginning, that policy, here's the good news. Many of the things that Murphy has done are by executive order. They weren't codified by the legislature, which means I can reverse them on day 1. But having sanctuary cities and us being a sanctuary state encourages illegal immigration, and it handcuffs our local police in certain ways. We're not doing that. I'm going to reverse that on day 1. If a local police chief and mayor want to work together to preserve safety in your community by partnering with a federal agency, I'm not going to get in the way. We're not doing that. But the other thing we're going to do is get rid of cashless bail. Cashless bail has created a professional criminal who's learned how to game the system. Talk to your local cops and they'll tell you about this dynamic known as arrest, release, repeat. It's demoralizing for cops.
Yeah, no more cashless bail. He's singing the song everybody wants. Let's see if they catch a lot of voter fraud there. Or, I'm sorry, it's not voter fraud. It's election fraud. Okay? I got to, people feel personally attacked if you say voter fraud. It's not individual voters. It is election fraud. Yeah, Todd. Well, it needs more than an exorcism. France should expel him immediately. But what he needs is a foot in the rear end repeatedly. Very hard. And then get deported. You can't allow people like that in your country. Threatening nuns. Anyway, let me see. I had some Halloween video. Here's one here. Here's some people at a senior event showing off their outfits. Top 10 Halloween costumes in 2025. I just show up as myself. It scares the hell out of everybody.
Martha, what are you supposed to be?
I'm a Spice Girl.
What's supposed to be, Mr. Barber? Dr. Pepper.
Mr. Bennett, what are you supposed to be?
A treasure chest. Mrs. Dalton, what are you supposed to be?
Oh, I'm a pothead.
What are you dressed as, Mr. Jenkins?
A jaywalker.
What are you, Mr. Levins?
Is it not clocking to you? I'm standing on business.
And what are you supposed to be, Mr. Andrews?
I'm a waste of time.
Oh my gosh!
Let's see it, you two.
Oh my.
Don't tell my wife.
What are you supposed to be, Mr. Henson?
I'm an old timer.
Supposed to be Mr. Lambert?
French toast. Bonjour.
See, it doesn't have to be about demons and stuff like that. Like I say, it's a costume party, you know. But anyway, what am I doing here? I got to get that off the screen. There we go. There we go. I get that back on there. I got to be careful with what buttons I hit. I take the wrong things off the screen. Oh my God, look here. Speaking of Halloween, here's Pete Buddy Butt. He's showing everybody he's a real man. He can grow a beard. What the hell for President Pete Buddy Butt?
The worse it feels to be in this country, the better off Donald Trump is, whether he's running for president or whether he is president. And sending troops marching into the streets.
Can I just say, as the only immigrant right now on this podcast who immigrated here legally, I feel much safer and better under a Donald Trump presidency than I ever did under a Biden presidency. Just want you to hear it from my mouth for what that's worth.
Do you feel safer about the fact that a Latino doctor crossing the street in Washington, D.C. Is getting hassled or harassed because they're brown?
I don't think that I've heard that. Now,
okay, so you're not aware of any case in which a U.S. citizen who is
no,
like you, but you're no,
but I will tell you, for example, after 9/11,
wait, you're on a podcast commenting about immigration. Surely you have some level of awareness.
Let me tell you, after 9/11, for example, for years I had SSS on my boarding passes. I was pulled over constantly, and people probably thought that I was a Muslim hijacker. So I know what it feels like to be harassed. And what I'm telling you categorically is I feel safer in this presidency than I have ever felt. And I'm just letting you know that. It's just my lived experience.
Pete doesn't know what to say about that. Ha ha ha. Yeah, he feels safe. How can anybody feel safe with what the hell you all have been doing? What's this one? Let me see. Secretary Kennedy. Oh, what do you see in this one, folks? Under this administration, Health and Human Services.gov is done handing out tricks. Instead, we're delivering the best kind of treats. Maha wins. Happy Halloween. Let me go ahead and play that. Let's see, where'd my mic go? I cut it off. Yep. Hi, Roland. How you doing? Oh, Miss Bender Sue. Yeah. I don't know about that, Dud. That the church were to burn down, Roland. But I get your point. What is this one here? What is this? Oh, this might be, it's a Halloween. Is this a Halloween video? Let me see.
Happy Halloween, kids. Say thank you.
JD Vance embracing the meme. Embracing the meme. That's the best way to do it. What's this one? Let me see. How many of y'all got trick-or-treaters tonight? How many of y'all? And what was, if you did get trick-or-treaters, what was your favorite costume you saw? What was your favorite costume you saw if you got trick-or-treaters? Boy, it's fun watching those little kids. They just having the time of their lives sometimes.
The nation stands still in the midnight glare. Congress is closed. No voices in there. As the Democrat shutdown leads to despair, their party leaders haunt Americans without a care.
That was the White House video. They put that out. Let me see. I've got a whacked out lefty that was attacking a ICE vehicle, and the guy was coming to him. And you had all these kooks blowing whistles and drawing a crowd. Anyway, before I show that, this is that dopey little Adam Mockler. I mean, are you awake, kid? Look, he's always looked like that. He looks like, I don't know, what is that? He just woke up, or nickname Droopy. Adam Mockler. This is what losers in positions of power look like. Stephen Miller's wife started to lose a debate with Chuck Yeager, so she immediately threatened to have his citizenship application checked. They cannot handle the slightest pushback without resorting to authoritarian threats. Yeah, that's right. Stephen Miller's wife said he needed to watch his step. Because I fully believe it's in the works that some of these people are so-called naturalized citizens that are espousing communist ideology and breaking their oath that they took to get their citizenship. They're going to lose their citizenship. I believe that 100%. We have to do it. We have to do it. What's this one? What's this one? Oh, just in. Black Lives Matter and its founders, Patrice Cullors and Alicia Garza, are under federal investigation for defrauding donors out of $90 million. Yeah, he does look like he's drugged out of his mind. It ain't normal. Let me see if anybody saw any fun costumes. $60 worth of candy. Oh, the neighborhood was gone already. Well, you got plenty of candy for the rest of half of next year. Oh, a father and an older son out there begging for candy. No little ones? It's for the little ones. Glow in the dark stick man. Goddess Athena. No one. You're in podunk country. Yeah, that's the way I am too. Ain't nobody walking up to the top of this mountain. Ha ha ha. Nobody saw anybody dressed up like, I guess, what would be the in thing now for kids? What's, Hollywood, they're not putting out fun movies meant for kids. Gary's way too far out in the woods. That's the way I like it too. I mean, I would like to see little kids having fun in their costumes and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow candy will be on sale. That's right, Miss Minderson. Yeah, don't feed your dogs chocolate. Bruce, I guess you know that, right? Oh, so nobody got, well, you know, people are here's a funny one here. Here's what the White House put out. Donald Trump just posted this video of Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, the funniest president of all time by far. Let's see what it is. Let me guess. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer?
He did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It
They did the Monster Mash. Whoa, what did I just do? I don't even know. Oh, I took my picture of Mr. T down. Daggone it. Yeah, I did. I got to find something else to put up there. Oh, my. I can't have a black screen. A blank screen. Does anybody know... this was the other day. Former child actor Floyd Roger Myers. Has anybody heard about what happened to him? Passed away at the age of 42. He was in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Boy, that's young. Do you think it had anything to do with the injection, myo, and then carditis? I meant to put that up the other day, too. Andy No put this up. You know, the person that started these costumes was a lady. Now they got all these lookalikes and wannabes. But look at this character. This is a type of person showing up and doing protests. Have you noticed that the rioters outside the ICE facility in Portland, Oregon, haven't been wearing the inflatable animal costumes last week? There's a reason. At a riot a week ago, the costume wearers realized it was deeply uncomfortable to be wearing it in the middle of pepper spray, pepper balls, and pepper gas being deployed on the street. One rioter reportedly didn't know that his or her tail was on fire during the riot. That's funny. Good. And here's one. The queer toad. Someone just needs to bomb this administration. This government needs to burn, and a bullet needs to be put in every one of Trump's cronies' HEADSs. Well, maybe the FBI will pay you a little visit, you weirdo. You lunatic. Let me see. I want to see what this video is. Oh, gosh. Let me see what this one is. I think he said sweetheart. We'll get back to that in a minute.
The reason you have this.
Oh, okay. I'll play this one. This is a sweetheart. And it is someone vandalizing conservative students' table at a college. This is a male that decided to try to become female. And this is their attitude.
What's your name? No. What's your name? No. No is your name? That's a great name.
Yes, it is a great name.
No.
This is our property, and you are once again stealing it
and littering. Man, you must love free speech.
Freedom of speech means you have the right to say whatever you want, and I have the right to tell you to fuck off.
Not censor others, though, right?
What?
But not censor others, though, right?
What?
But not censor others, though, right? Freedom of speech.
Such not censure others? What?
Such to not censure others.
Speech.
You understand English?
Speech does not give you the right. I have a hearing. I have a processing hearing disorder. Can you speak up?
Yeah. You have
freedom of speech, but not to censor others people.
You have more than a hearing disorder. In case you didn't notice.
Speech.
No. The government doesn't have the right to tell you to shut up. I do.
No,
you
it's called the
it's called
the heckler's veto.
I can't force you to shut up.
It's called the heckler's veto, buddy.
But I can tell you
heckler's
to
veto.
fuck off.
No, we can have the police actually remove you because it's called the heckler's veto. It's against the law to actually.
No.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So.
I don't believe you, and
I don't care if you believe
yourself.
me. It's the law. But hey,
Whatever.
Jesus loves you anyway, and I hope you come to your senses and realize that we can have a conversation without you throwing our stuff away.
I can't have a conversation with people who don't think I deserve rights. You don't deserve a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, just come up and throw your stuff all over the place and there's no consequences. See, somebody like that needs to be set on their rear end with a lip that will swell rather quickly. Here's the judge that ordered the SNAP funds to be paid. Here she is. We've seen her before. I'm not sure which one of the loony things she ruled on in the past and got kicked out. Indira Talwani is the United States District Judge, Massachusetts. But she came out of New Jersey, just like that judge I talked about last night that ended up in Seattle, remember? This judge used to be in New Jersey, got her education in New Jersey. Is that where they're recruiting these judges to be? She's the one that ruled on SNAP funding, and Trump threw her a curveball. Oh, yeah, it would be my honor. So there's two judges. John McConnell, I'm sure we've talked about him in the past too, and Indira Talwani. They both got conflicting rulings, but they're both they think against Trump. Trump's going to parlay it into a political victory. Watch. Oh, here's what I was saying, where the left has a problem with Trump sticking up for Christians. Okay, they got a problem with it. Hey, Trump, regarding your most recent lie social post, there are Christians in Ukraine, just pointing out the obvious if you want to start saving Christians today. Well, there's Christians in Russia too. And watch somebody go into a church in Russia and do what that guy did that I played earlier with that nun. Watch what happens to him. Wouldn't even dream of it. I'm going to play. Did I miss anybody? I won't see. Nobody saw anybody dressed up. No little kids having fun. Liberals take the fun out of everything. They want to put razor blades and apples, and if they think your kid's from a conservative family, God knows what they would put in the basket. Rather disgusting individuals, if you ask me. Anyway, I am going to play this clip right here. Because as you know, Trump did put out an olive branch to Elon Musk, just said he was having a bad day, basically. But this is with Joe Rogan, reaching millions of people. And it's basically a recap of the criminality that's going on with the illegal aliens, how they're using our tax dollars to buy votes and using foreign actors. Every one of those people that aren't citizens going to vote are foreign influences on our election. But anyway, folks. Oh, really, Roland? It's terrible. She was born in New Jersey, Bush. But I'm sure her parents were from some flippin' where. And you can't even trust the fact she was born in Jersey. But anyway, folks, here's a little clip of Elon Musk that I hope you all enjoy. And I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me. And I want to thank Chairman of the Board, Gary, for helping out on Buy Me a Coffee. And Mike and Bev, who went twice this week. And Angela and Wayne for helping out with Buy Me a Coffee here in the final week of October. So we'll be heading into a new month. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy this clip. And I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Have the standoff is because if the hundreds of billions of dollars to create a financial incentive to have this giant magnet to attract illegals from every part of Earth to these states, if that is turned off, the illegals will leave because they're no longer being paid to come to the United States and stay here.
Wow.
And then they will lose a lot of voters. The Democratic Party will lose a lot of voters.
And they would have a very difficult job if this is kicked out of reintroducing it into a new bill.
Yes.
Especially once things start normalizing.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, the Democratic Party wants to destroy democracy by importing voters, and the Republican Party disagrees with that.
And the ruse is that if you don't accept what they're doing, then you're a threat to democracy.
Yes.
As they try to destroy democracy.
Yes.
By importing voters.
That is literally
people to only vote for them. And overwhelming.
How to work would work. And in fact has worked. California is supermajority Democrat.
Yeah.
And there's so much gerrymandering that occurs. It's crazy.